How do everyone? My name's Cody Lachey. Follow me on Twitter at Cody Cody Lachey Lachey. I keep doing these videos now, talking about subjects that I've got experiences with or experiences of and stuff like that. Um, yeah. Um, Today I'm going to talk about equality, austerity, poverty, whatever you want to call it. Um, I was on a program November 2014 called "How Rich Are You?" that aired on Channel 4, presented by Richard Bacon. It was about like the gaps between the rich and the not rich. And I was at the bottom of the scale. I spoke very openly. There's a video on this YouTube channel actually of mine at the bottom. If you can watch it if you want. Comment, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I mean the laws that govern the land are written by the government, and like statutes and all this stuff by the government, and these MPs that have got no idea what it's like to struggle. They don't know what it's like to not be able to afford food, or like for the example, like this winter now, like the every time it comes to like winter time, yeah, the cost of gas, electric goes up because you're using more of it. There's not enough jobs out there for people. So people, and then the rate of inflation goes up like a couple of percent, right? And the minimum wage creeps up by a few p. And for people that are on benefits and stuff, they can't afford. And then they wonder why people turn to crime, buying like knockoff fags and everything else. And simple fact is, people can't afford. I mean, while the bankers and the MPs and the people that are in these positions where of like footballers and everything else, while they're laughing on the way to the bank, me and many other people like me in the UK are on the way to the food bank. It shouldn't be happening, but it's a sad state of affairs. But that's the way it is. The food banks are the only banks that the bloody government doesn't help out. And I think it needs to change. To be honest, it's disgusting, man. It really fucking winds me up. I'll be straight with you. I don't pay gas. I don't pay water. And I don't pay electric. I don't pay TV license neither. But a lot of these corporations and gas companies and energy companies and they don't pay tax neither. So if they want to point the finger at me as a criminal and say you're a scumbag, so be it. I'll take it. Do you know what I mean? I don't even pay the bedroom tax. Do you know what I mean? I took part in a Channel 4 program as well about the bedroom tax and stuff, which I didn't end up finishing the filming with, so they couldn't use it. But yeah, like, it's just a fucking joke, man, to be honest with you. People have to scrimp and scrape, and this winter, for many, it's going to be heat, as in warmth, or eat. And that's just the sad state of affairs. The pensioners in this country and everything else, and I'm doing this on Armistice Day as well. So, as a former soldier, yeah, it's just the whole system is designed. It's flawed. It's corrupt. The people that are in power that have got the money are corrupt. I mean, the one thing I will say is that like the people that have got money in this country, the rich, the celebrities and everything else, they don't know what it's like to struggle, right? And people that have got money are consumed by greed. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. People that have got all this money, right, use offshore accounts so they can hide the money, so that they can use legal loopholes so they don't have to pay tax, right? Now, the people, and that's because they're consumed by greed, because they've got money and they want more of it, right? But people that have got nothing, people like me, and many people like me, if you knock on their door and ask them for your last pound or something, they'd lend it you. In many cases, it probably won't be their pound, to be honest, but they'll still give it away. But yeah, and that's just the way it is. I mean, people can tell me I'm wrong and everything else, but I'm not. I'm not wrong. I'm very true in what I'm saying. I've been approached to be in a channel for a BBC program that's going to take place at the end of this month, but I'm not actually doing it. I've declined. But yeah, just like it's just designed to be corrupt. All these MPs that make the legislations and the like how much people get and minimum wage and everything else, they don't know what it's like to be on fucking minimum wage. They don't know what it's like to be on benefits. If they did, it'd change like that. Believe me, it would. And all these people that have to go and do a bit of shoplifting and all that to feed themselves, to feed their families and that, should not be condemned. They should not be going to court. They should not be going to prison. People that have to do something to survive have got to do it. If you've got to feed your family and you've got kids, you will do whatever you need to do to get that food, to get that money. The reason that people have to buy knockoff stuff and go to food banks and everything else is disgusting. I'm sat here absolutely freezing. I'm not even got eating on anything because you just can't afford, can you? So it's just one of them things. I mean, it sickens me, to be honest. It sickens me and it saddens me that these people are driving around in flash cars that are worth 3-4 times what 4-5 times what your house is worth. It just sickens me and shocks me and everything else. And it's not jealousy or nothing. It's just a simple case of we should all have an equal playing field. I mean, there's no jobs. The government penny pinching and stuff is taking the police off the streets. All the border agency, like security forces, have all been cut and stuff. So it's like the Wild West out there. So people feel the need to go shoplifting to feed the family and the kids and stuff. You've got to do a bit of this and a bit of that to survive, haven't you? Like the living wage for the UK is through the roof. And well, no, the living wage is through the roof, but the actual the gap between the haves and have-nots is getting bigger year on year. Like I say, minimum wage is creeping up a few pence, right? Rate of inflation is going up a couple of percent. So every year, the gaps are getting bigger year on year on year. And it sickens me, to be honest, that all these fuckers with a fucking spoon in their mouths, with a plum in their mouth, are able to look down their nose at us, thinking they're better than us. Not better than us at fucking all. Do you know what I mean? We all live, you cut us, we all bleed, and we all fucking die at the end of the day. And you can't take all them millions and millions of pounds to the grave with you. I think the food banks do a great job. I think they should be commended massively. I think the supermarkets that are these big supermarket chains that throw food out left, right and centre willy-nilly, I think they should be striking up deals with the government. Well, not the government, because the government are scumbags. But then they should be able to supply the food that's not wanted or that's coming out of date, and actually give it to these food charities and these food banks and stuff. Because like I say, while David Cameron and the fucking government and the MPs are laughing on their way to the bank, me and many people like me are on the way to the food bank. And in 21st century Britain, it shouldn't be happening. Another thing that pisses me off as well, royally, like you won't believe, is all this fucking foreign aid shit, right? UNICEF and all this stuff, right? And just hear me out before you start getting on my case, right? All these like fucking children in need and all this bollocks, right? A lot of them send all this money abroad, man. Listen, we live in a country with a third world population with third world problems ourselves, right? Where for many it's heat as in warmth or eat as in food. And it really pisses me off and makes my blood boil. While Africa's getting millions and millions and millions and millions of pounds, we're sat here with fuck all. And it's hard to see. I paid taxes. I was in the army. I paid tax to the government, do you know what I mean, for years and years and years and years and years. Then to see your money fucked off abroad to countries that will never be able to help us, unless Africa have got some fucking good singers and some good bands and stuff, and they can start getting some fucking concerts on the go for us and that. I think it's their fucking turn, do you know what I mean? But yeah, it sickens me and it saddens me and stuff, and people having to scrimp and scrape and go without and stuff like that, and there is a pressure on parents to buy the best for the kids, whether it be clothes, toys, DVDs, whatever. So yeah, and just in general, food, the price of food goes up, the price of gas and electric goes up. I've lived there for years. I've just moved to a new house, but I still don't pay tax. Sorry, not tax. Gas or electric or food or anything else. I don't pay for gas. Don't pay for electric. I don't pay for TV license. And they don't. These big and the British Gas and all the other energy companies, they don't pay tax neither, let me tell you. Fucking scumbags. It's all done so that money ends up with the rich. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer, and it's only going to get worse. But I'll leave it here anyway. Like, subscribe, or comment, and I'll get back to you guys. All right, take care. Bye.